I tēnei rātunu nei, kei te whakaputaina ngā kōrero kei te tohetohea tēnei mea te mātauranga Māori. Kei te kia mai, karehe mana o te mātauranga Māori, e hara te mātauranga Māori tēnei mea te science, e nā mea katoa. Kei te puta mai e nā kōrero i runga i te mea, kei te tohetohe te Māori. Kia ora anō tōna mātauranga hei papa, hei kaupapa rānei mōna ki tōna ao. A he whakaora anō i ai.
For our kura to actually be all based around kaitiakitanga. So mana atua, mana tangata, mana whenua, mana moana. And so that's going to be the whole foundation for our localised curriculum. There is a lot of rich history wrapped around this kura. Eventually I want our tamariki to be the key holders for our mātauranga Māori that surrounds this kura.
Our mātauranga Māori is super important. It just empowers everything that we do and makes everything so much more meaningful and so much more intrinsically connected. A wairua, a tinana, a hinengaro, a whenua. Yeah.
We are Taiao. All of our makeup, our being, our stories, our whakapapa connects us to our Taiao, to our atua, and we are not separate from that. And that's what these learning experiences allowed and provide, is seeing how connected we are. And if our Taiao is not well, then that's usually an indicator of how well our people are. So if we put energy into tiaki and manaki our Taiao, that's going to be a flow-on effect to our people.
Tēnei mea te whakapapa is just more than just names that we connect to. It's the environment that we live in. I'm up here on Titirangi Maunga. Why am I up here? It's not because it's a maunga and it's a pretty view. It has a meaning to me, and that meaning is significant. This is the whenua that I belong to. And with that comes all these other stories and history that make it so much more enriching, and your life is so much more empowering.
Our kura and our schools here at the Tairāwhiti, they value a mātauranga Māori, whakapapa, certainly our environment, our Taiao, and that's because it's relevant to them. For the majority of them, that's what they base their learning programs on, their localised curriculums and their marau a kura. Through our response to healthy active learning, our manawa kura team support our kura in any way we can to help them implement this approach to learning, especially when they see this as a way to help improve the well-being of their tamariki.
We had no gardens in the school, it was just dirt. The parents were concerned about that, and they said, you know, we'd like to see more native plants growing in the area, and we'd also like that to be part of our curriculum, looking after the environment, connecting with our whakapapa, connecting with our whenua, and we said, kei te pai, let's do it. So one of our key profiles on our Kaiti Learner is making a difference for ourselves and others. And part of that is, it's a program called TREAM, which is Together Raising Environmental Aroha Movement, which the children created. And just last week we were all up on Titirangi exploring, hiding in the long grass and planting native trees as part of that project. So we're always looking for ways to make a difference.
What we're hoping to achieve is that our tamariki have a strong sense of where they live and what that means to them, and also just have a stronger awareness of their surroundings and where we are and how that connects to themselves and what that means for them and their tikanga and their being in this world. Because what we want to do is we want to equip them with the tools and resources to know that they can do whatever they want, they can be whatever they want, but have a strong connection to who they are and where they come from.
We go on to the river in the waka and we look at the historical stories that each point does. We then dig deeper into the waiata and how that links to our awa, going to our hawiti, looking at the marae. But also too, we went scientific. We went to the carbohydrates of the kumara and what would have been here in the past, and why kumara and carbohydrates were important to us as a iwi.
Oranga wairua is taken on greater emphasis in these modern times, but for us Oranga wairua has its basis in our traditional tikanga and practice. It's always been a part of who we are, and so the Oranga wairua is not just mental wellness, it's about the well-being of their physical well-being It's the well-being of our whenua, it's the well-being of our whānau, and it's all interconnected and interrelated, really.
Paddling on your river is a relationship of having respect of your river, of your waters, of understanding what that relationship is, what it can give you, let alone what it can take away. And just being mindful of that all the time when you're on the river, I think develops a healthy respect between people and our environment.
Once I learnt the tikanga and more about how we revolve around Tangata and how he helped us to, I guess, explore, that's when I really started touching my roots and going, oh, you know, this is where I'm meant to be and this is where I want, you know, my kids to grow up in, you know, and other kids, you know, like some kids don't get the opportunity to just get out there and get in the morning. As parents, we're so busy, so me coming in now, I just want to bring as many kids into the morning as possible because I know it's going to be a good foundation for them to grow up in, and then they teach their kids and it goes on and on.
But once you value your own, value yourself, value your language, value your tikanga, value your mātauranga, it's a different ballgame. And that is the platform where you develop, it's not a new phrase, but it's becoming the catchphrase, well-being.
So there's inside learning and then there's outside, and I think a lot of our, especially our young boys and stuff, they're sort of more practical learners, and so hands-on stuff. The Taiao mahi is just perfect for that, I reckon. You know, it's about us looking after what we got around us, and so if we don't care, nobody else will. Yeah, there's the physical aspect, you know, the actual doing the stuff, getting your fingers into the dirt and hopefully getting bitten by the tree bug. Then there's the wairua side to it, you know, you're looking after things and you learn that our place in the Taiao, we're part of it, we're not above it.
We've got a young man from Mahia with a PhD, with a pig hunting degree. He loves being out in the Taiao. He shines in the Taiao, and every day he's talking about, Matua, when are we going trapping? Can we go, can I take you to Mahia? Can I take you to my diving places and all that sort of stuff? And that's what you want in your kids, you want their enthusiasm. Another cool thing is he's loving coming to school. That's the main thing, eh? We all want to come to school. If it's something that we love to do, something that we can connect to, kids will come to school. But if you give them a whole lot of jargon, hey, then you're going to get your answer in a nutshell, whereas it's going to be disconnection. We don't want to disconnect them, we want to reconnect them, which is what we're doing here. So, yeah.
It's not just surfing. For us, you know, we're teaching them all about water safety as well. You know, the currents, the tides, everything involved with the moana. We're fortunate as kayaku, especially at our school, you know, we can do things like this outside of the classroom. It's awesome to see their faces light up, especially when, you know, even if they don't catch a wave, bro, just being out there on the board, taking it all in. Yeah, we love it.
I think this is an awesome opportunity for my son, mainly because he's never really been that confident in the classroom. And I think education is more than just what happens in the classroom. So having an opportunity like this where he can come and discover and develop a new talent that maybe he didn't know he had, and actually be good at it and feel confident and feel good about himself, I think that's really valuable, especially for my boy, because earlier in his education he wasn't enjoying school. But now I see him feeling good about himself and feeling confident, and he's enjoying going to school. So yeah, more opportunities like this where he can develop and discover new talents is awesome.
I think our tamariki benefits so much more from being out in their Taiao, learning as opposed to being within the constraints or the walls of a kura, learning about tangaroa and hine moana. So the real connection is getting outside. Once you get outside, you connect with hine moana and learn about all those things in the moana. That's where the learning is, the lifelong learning.